tense conversation unfolds between two people, with one preparing to leave despite pleas to stay. The situation involves betrayal related to something called a Samadiva, though attempts at reconciliation are made. The departing person expresses they can no longer handle the situation and must leave. An individual known as Ashter possesses divine gifts and has been tracking someone for an extended period, finding only sparks and ash along the way. The disruption of time is linked to encountered souls, and they are determined to end the pursuit here. A deep connection with fire reveals itself as a tool to understand past events. Smoke streaks naturally guide towards traces of time where chaos is most severe. By observing these events and their transformation into stable fate paths, the smoke dissipates, allowing the fire to reveal the complete picture. A romantic encounter occurs involving a caught wreath, which according to local beliefs signifies an upcoming marriage. The moment is filled with promise and potential, though tinged with an underlying tension about timing and readiness for commitment. The discovery of a glowing feather indicates the presence of a powerful being. These feathers represent lost power and can be used as lures. The hearth serves as a gateway through time, with fire existing as a force between worlds. Dangerous creatures called water children, a type of drowner, are encountered. These beings emerge from drowned children whose souls were captured by fear-feeding demons. Their tragic existence perpetuates a cycle of death as they desperately grasp at life. A mystery unfolds regarding missing linen and a washboard, with speculation about supernatural involvement. The investigation leads to deeper revelations about family connections and ancestral spirits speaking through trees, culminating in a lesson about gratitude and tradition. A crucial discovery in a barn reveals a child's drawing featuring a fiery bird named Rarag. The scene involves a desperate attempt to save someone from fire, with a father and son searching for tools to douse the flames. The situation continues to develop with increasing urgency. A family discussion about cleansing rituals takes place, where a misunderstanding occurs between father and son about smudging with birch branches to ward off evil spirits. The father explains this is a traditional spring cleaning ritual, while Ptolemy had misled the son about its purpose. There's mention of a revival festival tradition where beautiful ladies get doused with water. An investigation reveals a fire feather and a possible sighting of Rarog. Though the initial clue wasn't as productive as hoped, there's evidence suggesting the boy's drawing of Rarog might be authentic. A tense conversation with Mara begins, complicated by Nadimia's carelessness with a key. There's frustration about Marlene Mere snooping around the house, and speculation that the lost key might be near the girl's house. The current situation at the bonfire prevents further action. Work obligations are creating time management issues. There's frustration about grain grinding without proper equipment, quarrenstone, leading to an inadvertent poetic moment. A gift-giving attempt goes wrong when a wreath gets destroyed. The interaction reveals family traits, like Butterfingers, and shows tension over marriage prospects. A figurine found on a stump becomes part of an apology, but the situation remains unresolved. A conflict resolution attempt involves flour and bread making. A previous incident with spilled raspberry juice and a destroyed wreath is discussed, revealing deeper emotions about Kupala night celebrations and long-awaited moments together. A significant revelation occurs about family relationships and hidden truths. A father confesses to abandoning his child years ago, leading to complicated emotions and revelations about siblings who don't resemble each other. The moment is charged with shame and fear of judgment. A mystical encounter with Samadiva Siva reveals supernatural elements and past connections. The discussion involves fire-breathing abilities and perfect creations beyond human capability. There is a funeral scene where a respected carpenter's death is mourned. The ceremony involves traditional fire rituals and beliefs about Rarok and the gates of Navia. the community gathers to sing and rejoice, helping the soul unite with ancestral spirits. Personal reflections on family history reveal complex relationships and unresolved tensions between generations. A tragic family story unfolds about a father who lost his wife and blamed his children for her death. Consumed by grief, he obsessively searched for an egg belonging to Rarok, a mythical Firebird companion of the fire god Rarag, believing it could help him travel back in time to save his wife. There was a significant incident involving a mysterious egg that generated intense heat, but this was kept secret from the father out of fear. A tense encounter occurs at a well, leading to a protective confrontation. Subsequently, discussion turns to forefathers' Eve traditions, particularly the superstition about needles being forbidden to prevent souls from being sewn to cloth. A restless spirit manifests, creating disturbances that require calming through recognition of objects from its earthly life, including a scythe, wooden tub, spinning wheel, and washboard. The narrative shifts to a homecoming scene where Mira returns after many years away. A chance encounter with Nadamir leads to reminiscence about their shared past. He has become a carpenter who still enjoys carving, while she has mastered working with machines inherited from her mother. Their reunion is tinged with unresolved emotions from their time apart. The story progresses to reveal more about the mystical Firebird, which remains too powerful to capture or control despite losing feathers. The only way to tame it is during its weakest state, when it takes the form of a burning egg in its nest, part of an endless cycle of death and rebirth. The focus shifts to Dalim, who has entered an altered state of consciousness through herbs or mushrooms, attempting to communicate with ancestral spirits during Forefathers' Eve. His inexperience with these practices has led to an overdose, causing him to lose touch with reality. This prompts another character to consume the same substance in hopes of understanding Dalim's state. The narrative delves deeper into family dynamics, particularly concerning Dobrmila's death many years ago. A conflict emerges over a missing ritual staff needed for Forefathers' Eve ceremonies, highlighting tensions between family members and their different approaches to processing grief and maintaining traditions. A ceremonial feast marks Mira's return, blending celebration with spiritual tradition as participants drink to honor both the living and their ancestors. The ritual intensifies with invocations to guide souls to Navia, revealing deep-seated grief and unresolved family trauma, particularly surrounding the mother's wandering spirit. The story takes a philosophical turn, exploring the nature of power through the metaphor of fire, neither inherently good nor evil, but shaped by the intentions of those who wield it. This leads to a dramatic sequence involving a desperate attempt at reunion with a lost love, culminating in events at Dalim's house. A tense conversation unfolds with a household ghost known as an ashter, who complains about being neglected and forgotten by the house residents. The ghost mentions needing human attention to sustain itself, explaining this is why it causes trouble for the inhabitants. The ghost has been making mischief by creating messes and causing unpleasant smells. A debilitating disease is affecting someone severely, leaving them too weak to operate a crank for making rope. This impacts their ability to prepare a didok. The household ghost presents a riddle involving ribbons, turns, and counting various objects. After solving the riddle, the ghost becomes more cooperative and mentions hearing about a cave and some unusual egg. Despite weakness, enough strength remains to create a strong rope for tying a didok from straw. A feast called Kaliata begins, with participants sharing a meal featuring mushrooms. The smell brings back memories of deceased loved ones, leading to expressions of regret about past family conflicts, particularly regarding a father. A dramatic scene unfolds involving discussions about gathering mushrooms and a disturbing incident with a knife. Someone speaks of hearing voices from a well and wanting to reunite with someone named Dobrmila. A shocking revelation follows about false paternity and family relationships, leading to confusion and distress. The search begins for someone named Mira, who has gone missing. Despite physical pain and harsh winter conditions, the search continues. A mysterious glow appears in the distance, offering hope of finding Mira. The environment shows supernatural signs, with green grass and flowers appearing in winter. Discovery of a mysterious circle of power stones and evidence of an alchemist's camp among ruins. The forest spirit Leshy is discussed, with signs of someone attempting to forcefully summon it. The scene reveals conflict between natural forces and human intervention. The story reveals an alchemist had disrupted natural order near a giant oak tree, angering the forest spirit, who then destroyed scholar camps. Questions arise about the alchemist's motives, whether they were villainous or potentially seeking to help others through healing properties of a lake. An encounter occurs with a Samadiva, a magical water creature who guards a special flower. She tells of ruins from an ancient castle and its greedy king whose ghost still haunts the area. There is a discovery of a diary entry describing a god of fire's message about a magical egg with reality-altering powers. A divine message from Rarag needs to be spread to the countrymen. The location appears to have been a battlefield with traces of ancient deaths, and something seems to be buried but unreachable by hand. By day 21, incredible treasures were discovered in caves and sightings of a fiery bird occurred. Despite divine instructions to share Svarog's message, concerns about potential punishment for withholding this knowledge arose. By day 93, a castle was built around a great tree, fulfilling ambitions of kingship. The fortress was designated to protect secrets about a divine bird and its nest. Day 345 brought catastrophe. An earthquake and rebellion threatened the city. Rarag, rather than fulfilling desires, seemed to bring destruction. Hubert escaped and incited the people's hatred, forcing the ruler into hiding. The magnificent castle fell to ruins due to the king's greed. A ghost still haunts the location, and a quest emerges to find the ruler's most precious treasure, the crown, to prove worthiness for obtaining the fern flower. The story concludes with Svarog, seeing the destruction caused by concealing the truth about the Firebird, directly sharing knowledge of the wish-fulfilling Rarok with all people simultaneously. This action caused the Fire Guard to temporarily forget their identity and power. The scene shifts to a mysterious chamber with roots from a great oak tree. Someone finds themselves in darkness, searching for a way out and discovering glowing embers above. An egg, possibly belonging to Rarok, is discovered. The finder hopes to use it to win someone's affection, but complications arise as a bridge mechanism activates. A power totem activates, drawing Rarag's attention to strong emotions. The scene involves helping an infant caught between worlds, requiring fire feathers to strengthen the necessary power. A dramatic revelation unfolds as a mother-child reunion occurs. The mother, transformed into an immortal Samadiva after a tragic accident, had to abandon her child for their survival. This emotional encounter brings forth long-buried truths and memories. The narrative culminates in an intense personal exchange involving transformation, restored memories, and the eternal nature of true connections. The story suggests themes of redemption, remembrance, and the timeless quality of genuine relationships. An intense experience triggered both fear and wonder simultaneously. The moment created a profound sense of temporal suspension, where movement and speech became impossible, as if frozen in a singular moment of time. The sensation was both terrifying and fascinating. Deep existential questions arose about fate, destiny, and the relationship between past and future. The mysterious encounter with what appeared to be Rarok's egg sparked intense contemplation about reality itself. These profound questions challenged understanding of what was real versus imagined. The experience ignited deeply buried emotions: remorse, fear, insecurities, and worries. These fundamental human concerns emerged as central themes, raising questions about why such emotional struggles hold such power over daily life and future paths. A spiritual dimension emerged, suggesting ancestral spirits serve as guardians along life's journey toward goodness. However, dark dreams created a metaphorical mist, temporarily obscuring clear vision and understanding of this guidance. Despite the overwhelming darkness, a glimmer of hope appeared through glimpses of joy and love. This spark held divine significance, suggesting a godly presence or intervention. The revelation highlighted an eternal inner light that had always existed within. A profound realization emerged that humans are not merely passive elements like smoke in the wind, but rather contain the powerful essence of the sun within their hearts. This metaphor emphasized inner strength and divine connection. The experience concluded with gratitude and companionship, as a trusted friend provided support through the intense journey. The suggestion of returning home indicated a transition back to familiar territory after this transformative experience.